Hey everyone, I am Silas Silver, and you are listening to Tales of Galasia. Today's tale is one of my favorites. It's an old enough story that it has a few names, but most of us know it as the Legend of Mother Death. Long, long ago, before the night, there was an endless ancient dawn. Galasia bathed in gentle light before our sun goddess was gone. She filled the sky with shining grace, and all the worlds diffused her glow. There was no darkness any place, not high above nor deep below. And in our chests her own heart beat, with never ceasing pulse and breath. So just like her all were replete with godlike life, there was no death. As generations filled the land, a few showed skill at power games, and with recruits in their command they gathered more into their claims. With power came more power still, until one conquered without peer. A genius master took the hill. The wretched tyrant king was here. And as the ages came and went, around the globe his power curled. The tyrant stamped out all dissent, and without match he ruled the world. His cruelty was without bound. To fill his followers with dread, he buried rebels underground, trapped there forever, worse than dead. But there was one who plotted still to end his reign once and for all. She found a way that she could kill, the tyrant king would finally fall. For no one since or from the start had magic skill to match her claim. She was the master of an art, and necromancy is its name. 1,000 years she planned alone. She watched the skies and charted moons. She built his most impressive throne. She carved 10,000 miles of runes. She served the king till it was done. Her one and only chance arrived. Eclipse blocked out the goddess sun. All would be lost if he survived. Across the world her call was heard. Lift up your voices to the sky. Speak as one this power word. If you do, the king will die. At last they had a way to fight. The runes across the world shone. A beam of ghastly blackened light erupted through the tyrant's throne. The world answered every one. They cursed the king from east to west. With untold power it was done. His heart was stopped within his chest. That malice, though, was far from spent. The god-defying beam rose high. The half-dark moon was cracked and rent and shattered all across the sky. And still the death beam wasn't done. Without the moon the day returned. Eclipse aligned, it pierced the sun, and into her great heart it burned. Death had come, the goddess knew. I love you all, she sadly cried. My heart still beats in all of you. And then with that, the goddess died. Thus Mother Death deposed the king, and death was born for bad or good, and darkness covered everything. She'd take it all back if she could. And death incarnate took the sky, but shining dark instead of light. It blinded every living eye, and so began the endless night. Then hunger, want, disease as well, came like an awful lullaby. Into the dreamless sleep they fell. By millions folk began to die. And not until the sun god set could star or firelight be seen, except by she with vision yet, the newly crowned despairing queen. The bright sun had suppressed her skill. The dark one amplified her might. She could not bring back life or heal, but she had power yet to fight. She had to save them, had to try. She thought she knew a bitter way, a makeshift means to death defy, until she could bring back the day. And so she cast another spell, to keep them all from passing on. From heaven's heights to heart of hell, the dead became her undead spawn. The magic worked, sequestering their dying souls within her clutch. In rotting corpses festering, they hated her so very much. She put those minions of ill will to work to help her set things right. With all her knowledge, all her skill, and all her genius, all her might. With everything she had, she tried to bring the goddess back until her mortal life ran out, she died, and then she kept on trying still. But as the centuries went by, no one could undo what was done. Despairing, she could not deny that she had failed. Death had won. One morn she looked down from the throne upon her thralls all worshipping, and through their eyes of empty bone she saw herself a tyrant king. She thought of all the people who, despite her skill, had slipped away. Eventually she joined them too. The best she could do was delay. Her closest friends she looked to find, the ones who loved and stood by her. But so corrupted was her mind, she couldn't recall who they were. The black sun rose into the sky. Unflinchingly she met its stare. For this, she knew she'd truly die. But finally she didn't care. She screamed into the dark daybreak, "You wretched fake pretender son. Why must you take and take and take? Just take us all and then be done." Prepared to sleep, she closed her eyes, at last to feel and think no more. It answered then, to her surprise. It never spoke at all before. "I'll show you why," the sun replied. "I take and take relentlessly, and why I can't let anyone escape this darkness endlessly." The queen was pulled into the sky, and through the sun's onyx embrace, the black horizon let her by, to see beyond all time and space. And there she saw a light ahead, a face familiar, kind and dear. "Welcome home," the goddess said. "I am so happy that you're here. The time for suffering has passed. No punishments await you here. This is a place to rest at last, beyond the reach of pain and fear. I could not leave a single one to languish here alone, apart. We all forgive you, all you've done, because in your chest beats my heart. I'm sorry that you couldn't know that I was waiting here for you. Life must live and strive and grow, but many wouldn't if they knew." The queen just wept, but had no tears. She had no heart, just rotten meat. But then, for the first time in years, she felt her heart begin to beat. And that's the story of the woman who brought death to Galasia. If you like this and you want to hear more about Galasia, please press all the good YouTube buttons, like and subscribe and the bell. And if they've got any more buttons by the time you hear this, press those too, please. The more people that press those buttons, the more I can tell these stories. And leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of Mother Death. Did she do the right thing? If not, what should she have done instead? What would you have done? I'll be providing context and more detail about this legend in another video, so look for that. And until next time, toodles.